Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. I know I'm very late on all these EZAs, but trust me, I set them up last night when I got back home, because I just started a new job, right? And that doesn't mean that I'm going to be, like, stopping doing my videos. I mean, maybe, depending on if, like, I'm working so much that it's kind of hard for me to do it, but probably not, though. But mainly I'm just, like, gonna, like, set things up. I got home at, like, what, 11? No, I got home at like 1-ish, and then I took a shower, and then I did all these EZAs, right? After I ate. But like, for the most part, this, like, my new job is not going to affect my working at all. So it's not really that like big of a deal for me. And I get home roughly around the time where content drops on JP, or I guess now for both versions, so it doesn't really matter either way. So it kind of just works out timeline-wise, where instead of just, like, filling my time doing literally nothing all day, at least I'm doing something that's earning me some money, right? I'm still probably just going to pump out these videos, because, like, I have more than enough time. If I just wake up at a decent hour instead of sleeping all day, right? Or playing Persona, like, I'll have time. I'll have more than enough time to get all the stuff out here, right? Like, look-backs are still going to happen, provided that I'm not, like, swamped and, like, taking on, like, 12-hour plus shifts. If that's not happening, then like I'm gonna be able to continue doing all the look back videos and stuff like that. To be fair, the main reason why I even started doing those videos is so that I have something that I can like commit myself to do every single day, right? I know I missed one day just because like things didn't really work out scheduling wise. Like I woke up and then just kind of immediately got busy and I wasn't able to record it ahead of time. But like if instances come like where like I'll know when I'm working through a week, so I can just like record a bunch of the videos throughout the week and it'll be perfectly fine. Like kind of like what I did when I was like being affected by the hurricane. But like I recorded what, 7 videos for you guys while I was getting attacked by a hurricane, and like just let that go, and then we just kind of immediately transitioned back into regularly scheduled content, right? So you know we're kind of getting it, making it work. Nothing is gonna be like thrown out of whack at all. I just feel like we had to talk about that somewhere in here before we go ahead and start talking about the VEGETA. So, this is Vegeta and Goku. Now, I think people are heavily underrating both versions or both EZA characters, right? Because Vegeta and Goku, they're not like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're like amazing, insane, that kind of thing. They do have an insanely good revive. Like, literally just turn 5 is a crazy revive condition. Like, that is phenomenal. Top tier revive condition, for sure. Right? Either you're below 50% HP at all, or turn 5. That's super goddamn easy to have. Just up literally every 2 seconds. So, love that. The only thing about them is, right, their defensive numbers are not, like, the highest. And then they have just some damage reduction tacked onto that. There is some things that are like a little bit weird for them, right? That I don't really understand. Like Goku doesn't have any additionals built into his kit like at all. I don't think that's like the biggest thing, right? And then I just feel like their super attack effects should be swapped around, right? Where they get the 3-turn buff on 18 key and just a 1-turn buff on 12 key. I feel like it should be the opposite, and that would just like, it would literally give them like an extra million defense. With their damage reduction, they would be perfectly fine. Like, I don't see why that would be a problem for them. Like, I don't, like, that just seems good enough to me, because they already have conditions. Like, Goku has conditional 60% damage reduction, right? Which, like, it's not really a hard condition, because if you're going to be running this character, you're probably going to be running them on, you know, the Dirty Fireworks Vegeta team. Right? There's not really a whole lot of other teams for you to run them on. Right? So it's just kind of like a thing where it's like you'll have that Planet Namek Saga ally around, so it's not the biggest deal. It is a little annoying that just have to, like, it is a condition that you have to think about when you're using this character, but I feel like it would not have been that extreme to give them some more defense, especially post-revive. Because their whole gimmick is you revive from Vegeta, who does like 4 super attacks a turn, into Goku, who just does 1. I've seen a lot of people compare like Goku to essentially base LR Jiren, which, like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Like, they're very similar. They do one big number, they sit in slot 2 or 3, and they have decent damage reduction. So if you want to, like, if you're on JP specifically, and you want to get, like, a feel of how this unit is going to perform, just use base Jiren, like LR Jiren, like Carnival LR Jiren, and don't, like, go into a standby ever. And that's exactly what this unit is kind of doing. Like that's not something I'm really thrilled about, that they're very similar to the base form of Carnival Jiren. Because, like, that's, like, the least important part of Carnival Jiren. Right, is his base form. So, I don't know. Personally, I feel like they could have just been, like, literally just a little bit better. A little teensy bit better, and then they would have been perfectly fine. But, like, I still think that they're a solid little option. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're super trash. They suck. Ah, no, they're not that. Like, it's not that bad. Like, they're fine. They'll get the job done. They have a really, really good revive. They're going to be able to output okay damage. Right, I have to say okay, because even though they're shooting at 20 million attack stats, it's only okay because we have characters like Tech LR Broly, like the EZA LR Broly, who's out here shooting out 70 million attack stats, right? So you gotta understand that, like, damage numbers in this game have gotten kind of ridiculous, right? So it's a bit hard for me to be like, oh, well, their damage is good. And it's like, oh, no, it's not, because Broly exists, and Broly does that. Broly is what you get with, you have good damage. They're definitely tankier than that Broly, though, for sure. At least a little bit beefier. Like, because, I mean, Tech LR Broly, like, easy LR Broly, I mean, like, he just kind of dies to, like, everything. But, like, he also kills everything. So it's just, like, you don't take any damage because the boss is dead. And he's in, like, slot 3. So that's like, his little gimmick there. But this Goku and Vegeta, they're not like that. They're just kind of like your insurance policy on, like, a weaker team, which I mean, that's fine. It doesn't pain me, right? It doesn't hurt my feelings for them to be like that. Could they have been better? Yeah, that for sure. Are they bad? No, definitely not. Definitely not bad. Just, they're fine. They're very fine. Serviceable. Good enough to be ran in, like, all the content. They are int, though, which is a bit rough to be an int unit. The typings that you really don't want to be right now are int and physical. Any unit that's either of those two typings is just in a really bad spot. Especially for this unit, because being int, like, you might be like, oh, but that helps you out with the Gogeta. No, it doesn't, because this guy exclusively has melee super attacks until he transforms, or until he revives, which is either on turn 5 or if you roll 50% HP. So he doesn't help you against Gogeta, because he can't hit Gogeta. He won't die to Gogeta, though, I think. But he definitely can't harm Gogeta. So that's kind of annoying. And also, if you couldn't tell, he's weak to Wicked Bloodline, which is not a very good team at all. They're making this as these shitter teams. Like, we're already 8 minutes in this video. I've done 2 stages. The Wicked Bloodline hasn't gotten a new unit in what? Forever? Specifically in LR, because this is an LR EZA, you need to use LRs. They haven't gotten a new LR since, what, the 2020 worldwide, or 2022 worldwide? So, yippee! Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Dude, this is crazy. We're gonna be in here for a minute. Like, I thought this was gonna be like typically 10 minutes is enough to go from stage 6 to stage 10 in these, but I guess with Wicked Bloodline it's just not. Wicked Bloodline sucks. Like, real bad. One day Wicked Bloodline won't be bad. One day. Not today, though. Definitely not today. Today it's quite bad. Quite bad. Quite bad. If it gets, like, too long, like, if we get to the next stage and we're in it for a minute, I might just, like, skip to the end, and then we'll just, like, avoid it entirely. You know, just be like, you know, He's gonna be like, oh look, we finished, gimme, that kind of thing. All right, because this is stage 9. Like, we're getting there. It's just taking a while. Also, you might have noticed, right? In one of my other Omega videos, I had like 200 thrones or something. Now I have 50. Now that I have a job, I care much less about like saving every single stone. Because like, not to say that I'm like, I must spend, but like, for heroes, which I do really like, right? I really like the characters. I'll spend on like heroes. I'm not spending on like the shitty Dokkan fests, right? I'm not spending on those. Like, so I'm still holding myself to that. Like, I'm not gonna spend on Vegeta. I'm not gonna spend on whatever comes out next week for Halloween, which some people are thinking might be Great Saiyaman. I think that'd be cool. I'd also be fine with a Rildo Dokkan Fest. Like, if we get like Hyper Metal Rildo, like, that'll be really damn good. Just for a lot of teams, if we got Hyper Metal Rildo. I don't know who they would EZA with Hyper Metal Rildo. There's a lot of GT characters that could EZA soon, but like, I would assume that they're saving those for like a major GT celebration. But like, Hyper Metal Rildo, I think is a really good idea. Some people want Garlic Jr. to be the next one, which I think is possible. It's gonna be one of those like weird characters that like no one really cares too much about. Though like sometimes they have dropped like really hype characters for Halloween. Like what, last year was Gohan and Piccolo. The year before that was Bardock, right? So it's like, it's not like the least hype celebration ever, but you know, it's a decently exciting celebration. Sometimes, like, Bardock at least had good animations in his like intro. He had a really good intro. His like actual super tech was kind of whatever. Gohan and Piccolo, they looked fine. They did mediocrely. Yeah, that's another thing about this time slot, right? All the units that have dropped in this time slot are kind of mid. So I would prefer if whatever we get for Halloween this year is not mid. Maybe because like, oh, I can't even say that because last year the androids were kind of iffy too. So, and Vegeta's iffy. Well, like Dirty Fire was Vegeta. He's very iffy. I would kind of really like if whatever we do get, whether it be Rildo, Garlic Jr., Great Saiyaman, whoever the Dokkan Fest is, because it looks like it's going to be a standalone Dokkan Fest by the ID numbers. That whoever it is, that they're functional. They're just perfectly functional. They don't have any quirks, no weirdness. They just work as intended. That's kind of like my dream. Because I'm tired of units dropping and they're just weird. Like, recently in the news, they announced that Nail is going to finally be able to have true help with... Because, like, he's now going to be able to proc his passive off of Gohan and Piccolo. Which is fantastic. Fantastic. It's absolutely amazing that he's able to do that now. Before, he could not do that. But now he can proc his Namekian passive off of Gohan and Piccolo. Which is really, really good for Nail. Because now Nail is an amazing unit. You don't have to bring like weird and wonky characters to try to get your Namekian ally on it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You could just run Piccolo and Gohan, which is what you should have been able to do from the beginning, but now you can, and now Nail is completely fixed, and Nail's good. Nail's really good. Nail is like insane. Love Nail. Very good character. Very, very good. Alright, final stage, finally. God damn. This is about to be like a 15-minute video on just this EZA. Because the Wicked Bloodline team is just awful. I'm gonna go to Goku. Goku. Oh, we're playing this OST. Okay. You know, sometimes in this game, it really has me thinking of, like, why Omatsu does the things that he does. It really does. Because, like, there's so many instances of, like, the developers just doing weird shit that does not make sense. Right? For instance, I think, right, the Super EZA is a great thing. But we went, what, 3 months before we saw another Super EZA with between, well, who is the most recent one before it? Technically physical Goku Black till Broly. We went like 2 to 3 months before those, and we could have gotten like Super EZA characters in between there for other teams, and we just like didn't. They're like, hey guys, where's the Super EZA? We're still doing those, and they just didn't happen. Like there were so many characters that could have potentially gotten Super EZAs already, and they just chose not to. Like we didn't get one for the Roshi celebration. We didn't get one. There was another Dokkan Fest. I'm not remembering all of them off the top of my head right now. Oh, this rotation's awful. Oh boy, oh boy. If we die, we die. Wake Bloodline is not great. All these units are old as hell. But what are you gonna do? Is the team they force us to use, so it's the team we have to use. I mean, we saw what this Metal Cooler Army took. What 200k from stage 7. So it's very likely that they'll take damage from this Goku if these super attacks. I think every single unit on this rotation would take damage from the super attack, because all of these units, except for the Metal Cooler Army, I guess, like when they EZA'd, were just kind of like terrible. Like nobody really cared. Which, you know, obviously sucks, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Plus that unit wants to fight Super Saiyans. It's like, okay, good luck fighting that. Well, actually, we do have a full thing with a Super Saiyan now. I think it's fine, but this one's already built up, so let's just let that Metal Cooler hopefully end this so that we can get out of here and then get on to the next EZA, which is against Dragon Ball Seekers. Hopefully it's okay. We're just gonna be able to clear it real easily and just move on. Ooh, Metal Cooler, you're looking spooky and dangerous. Well, then we still gotta do Omega's video today. Omega, since we're not actually in the look like video, I can say this right now. Omega, he blows. Like, and it's not his fault that he blows either. It's Omatsu's fault. It really is. Because Omega didn't have to suck. He really didn't. One change. There's a singular change to make Omega way better, and that is you change it from saying GT boss allies damage reduction plus 7% per, you know, whatever, to extreme class allies. You change that one thing, Omega is like a top tier unit, even right now. Like right now, he'd be a top tier unit because he has such high damage reduction, and he has a very free revive, and he has like the massive debuffs, which a lot of teams can make use out of right now because a lot of these fights can be debuffed. Bulma can be debuffed, Gogeta can be debuffed. Technically, some other fights can be debuffed, but it's not really that big of a deal. Mainly Bulma. Bulma's the big one that can be debuffed, and it's like instead they just said, nah, Omega, you're going to be relegated to a shitty shitter team, and you're going to do nothing for your entire lifespan because we hate GT bosses specifically. We made the category suck. We made all the units on your category suck. We made all the EZAs that come out around you suck. We made your free-to-play units suck. It's like, what? Why? 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 Because, like, there was no reason for the GT, or the other Fortnite, for them to suck. The GT Frieza and Cell, like the individual cards for them to suck. For Oceanus to suck, there was no reason for that. Right? It's just annoying. For LR Super 17 to suck, for a baby to be mediocre, like it's just bad. For the tech baby to suck, it's like what? So many issues, so many problems. Never enough solutions, and there's nothing we can really do about that. All right, well, that's done. Finally, damn near 20-minute video. I'm not gonna hold up the rest of you guys' time. That was it. The Week of Blue Line, they're okay. I'll see y'all in the next one.